Good afternoon, and what is another mild, bright and breezy day. It is Friday the 2nd of February, and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox. And what I've got in here is a copy of Defector by Chris Hadfield. This is another thriller, basically written by the internationally best-selling author and astronaut, because of course you all know who Chris Hadfield is. He is the Canadian astronaut most famous for performing at ground control to Major Tom, the David Bowie song, aboard the International Space Station. To much acclaim, and it went viral, essentially when he filmed it a few years ago. So let's have a look. And this is his second book, I think, second fiction book, because he's written. So just check. I can't find it. This should be a listing here. I just saw it. The Apollo Murders is the first one. So, a near-shredding cold weather thriller reminiscent of Top Gun, written by a man who, before he became one of the most experienced astronauts in the world, really was Top Gun. So he was a pilot and a test pilot before he became an astronaut. So, Israel 1973, as the Yom Kippur War flares into life, a state-of-the-art Soviet MiG fighter races at breakneck speed over the arid scrublands below and promptly disappears. NASA flight controller and former Navy test pilot Kaz Zemeckis watches the scene from the ground and is quickly pulled into a dizzying game of spies, lies and secrets. From the potential prize is beyond value. An experienced Soviet pilot pleading to defect, along with the mythical Foxbat, the fastest, highest-flying fighter plane in the world. But with every defection comes a risk. To win the game, Kaz must bring the Defector, and his MiG into the heart of the United States' most secret test site, the mystical Area 51. For Chris Hadfield's second heart-stopping thriller, he draws an experience as a top test pilot for both the US Air Force and the US Navy, and as a Royal Canadian Air Force fighter pilot intercepting the armed Soviet bombers in North American airspace. Full of insider detail, excitement and political intrigue drawn from real events, the Defector brings us the nerve-shredding rush of supersonic combat, as told by one of the world's best fighter pilots. So, this then is a kind of a classic Cold War thriller, in the mode of Tom Clancy, Craig Thomas essentially, or Dale Brown, the other Dale Brown, author of Flight of the Old Dog, not the author of weird conspiracy fiction involving the Catholic Church. So yes, it's essentially it's going to be a techno thriller, for lots of technical details about fighter planes and Area 51 and that sort of thing, and that's all kind of entertaining and exciting. And it's one of those genres I kind of used to read quite a lot of throughout my 20s and so on, with the Tom Clancy books, for example. So we flip the pages open. They're just going to come apart. I don't want to. Just trying to find that. So there we go. Credits page. Got the interesting signature of Chris Hadfield himself, and basically a couple of quotes, dedications, that sort of thing. Prologue set in North Vietnam, 1965, and then the story picks up in Syria in October 5th, 1973. Now this is kind of a similar kind of theatre of operations as was set up in Some of All Fears, at the beginning of Some of All Fears, by Tom Clancy, but I mean it's all going to be very, very different, so there really isn't, basically, just looking at blocks of text like that. I mean, it's a novel, of course you're going to have that, but there's very little to break that up, so I'm going to flip forward to the end and make this a little bit shorter, I suppose, because that's only fair on the both of us. Essentially, what I mean the both of us, me and you, the reviewer. And so we move down to the epilogue, and we have an author's note, including plus a list of the real-life characters involved in the story, including Yuri Andropov, the head of the KGB, and later General Secretary of the Soviet Union, prior to Chernenko, and then, of course, Gorbachev. And then we have sort of like glossary of real-world terms and references. So a bit of a glossary there, included at the back. A lot of this will be familiar if you read this kind of fiction. Here we have the acknowledgements and a blurb about Chris Hadfield, and there we go, the back inside cover blurb as well. So that's the Defector by Chris Hadfield, which will be entertaining to read, I'm sure. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case, a novel by an actual astronaut, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. All, of course, to buy myself a cup of tea. Then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.